Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, PK Subban in the house. Well, drink it in. I think the love is being shown to you, my friend.
I'm going to enjoy the love, but the next time we have visitors coming in here, we won't be as loving, will we? I don't think so.
Absolutely not. So what's it like, Ben, the few days you spent in New Jersey? Obviously, you've been a part of the organization for a little longer than that, but you get to know these great fans a little bit more over the last few days, and of course, this area.
Yeah, it's been great. I mean, beyond great. It's almost like I don't know what to say anymore. You know, everybody's been asking me how I feel, and I guess my question now is, how would you feel if you had this many people come out to support you, and the love that you know, I've been shown behind closed doors from everyone, from the front office to the medical staff to coaches. Everybody's been so gracious to not only myself but Lindsay and my whole team that has come. My dog Lucy, everybody's been good to her too. So it's been great.
Yeah, Lucy and the other two dogs, big part of the family, no question. Lucy has spent time here in New Jersey. Hey, you said in that video, you're PK all the time, so you got to show, I mean, you got fashion sense. Let's see this little jacket. Come on, let's check it out. Look at this thing, it's a beauty.
I got the bag. Yeah, man, this is legit. It's the real deal.
No question, number 76. You got a Hockey is for Everyone pin with the Devils logo too.
I just popped that on because I think it's dope.
Fair enough. Were you aware at all that you were on the block? You did a video where you mentioned New Jersey and how they're run as an organization. Yet before the trade, did you have any inclination?
Well, I knew that when I got traded from Montreal to Nashville, I knew the team situation, and I knew that I was going to a team that had a lot of talent, just like New Jersey, but a team that was, you know, kind of pegged to contend for the Stanley Cup. And you know, I don't know in the locker room or in our organization if it felt that way, but in the media, definitely everybody said that it was like the final piece to win the cup. And you know, I didn't really see it that way, but I knew we had a good team, and going into it, we'd have an opportunity to contend. But we knew we had a window, and we knew that window was going to be 2 to 3 years, and then there was going to be roster changes. And you know, after our second year losing to Winnipeg, the team opted to keep the core group of players together, and I figured that I was going to get one more year, and then I knew that there would have to be some changes, obviously, if we didn't win the Stanley Cup. And even if we did win it, it's a cap league. So I think it came down to more about numbers, and I mean, that's kind of what we said. But other than that, I mean, I'm happy it's a cap league because I'm in New Jersey now, and I'm excited.
I think we all are, there's no question about that. You had a chance earlier this week, spend some time with John Hines, discuss a little bit about, you know, philosophy and where you fit in, what you'll do. Can you give us a little insight as to what that conversation was like, just between friends?
No, it was a great conversation. I got a lot of respect for Coach Hines, and you know, not just from, you know, my perspective, but I know a lot of people that know him and played for him, and everybody respects him, and not only as a coach, but how he treats his players and how he treats everyone. So, you know, my conversation with him was great, but, you know, at the end of the day, whatever my role is, you know, it may change, you know, so I'm not really focused on that. I'm just focused on kind of coming in, working hard, and then just helping the team, and I want to fit into the culture that they have here. They got a great culture, great people, so just got to find a way to fit in and make an impact that way.
I'll ask you to look up before we bring Coach Hines. And what do you see as you look up at the ceiling there?
Yeah, banners, man. Like legit banners, Stanley Cup banners. So, yeah, and you know what? I've been lucky enough to play with a couple players that were on some of those teams, and they always reference to their time here in New Jersey, and I hope that I can one day reference to my time here as being a Stanley Cup champion as well. So,
I think we all share in that goal unquestionably. At this point, I'd like to bring to the stage, he'll be beginning his 5th year as head coach of the New Jersey Devils. Please welcome John Hines.
All right, welcome everyone. It's great to be here with all of you on a great day and great event. And I think when you look at sometimes the doldrums of the summer and to see the energy in the building and the turnout for all you to be here, it's certainly appreciated by PK, our organization, myself, and the coach. And it's awesome to see everybody here. So thanks for coming and great to be with you.
John, thank you very much. I know everyone here and those watching over NewJerseyDevils.com and looking in at this event are interested in PK's thoughts on coming to New Jersey, establishing his roots here. Obviously, entering his 10th year in the league, he has established himself as an all-star caliber player, but a gentleman who knows all about placing roots down in New Jersey, making this place his home, playing on 3 Stanley Cup championship teams, entering the Hall of Fame, is here with us today. Please welcome Martin Brodeur. All right, Marty, we'll hand you the mic, and then you and Coach can share a little bit.
All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome. This is an exciting time for a franchise. Obviously, I got the chance to play against PK a bunch of times. Hated to play against him because he shot too hard and a little bit too high also. But this is going to be a great addition. Obviously, I'm just like you guys. I'm a big fan of the Devils now. Yeah! And, I'll be watching a lot of games, and I'm sure he's going to bring a lot of excitement to the game. So, welcome to New Jersey, PK.
Thanks, Marty.
Marty, as I mentioned, you began your career here, established your roots, etc., raising kids here. What can someone who doesn't understand New Jersey, who's here for just a few days trying to figure it all out, what does he need to know?
Well, I think New Jersey brings a lot of things, a lot of different things that people usually don't see when you come and visit. Obviously, you're starting to learn the area, but the passion of the fans is one thing. We're probably not the biggest fan base, but I think it's the most loyal fan base, and it's growing. And obviously, the area, it's a fun place to live. Easy to travel in and out to experiences, different opportunity around the Northeast, and obviously you being from Toronto, it'd be a lot easier to get your buddies back in New Jersey and hang out, and have a lot of places to do this. But also it's the banners, it's the history that we created throughout my tenure here in New Jersey and before, since 1982. And obviously with the changes of ownership about 6 years ago that are putting this team back on track, back where it's supposed to be.
Can you tell us some of those places that PK and his friends will be going to?
I don't know, you'll figure it out. Probably a little different than me.
What's it like moving to a new place, PK? I mean, you've moved before, but now this is the second time you've been traded and finding a new home.
Man, it's exciting. It's exciting in life. Sometimes we can get bored sometimes in certain things, and then when new things come, we're like, we're surprised by it. I've always thought about just embracing everything that comes my way in life, negative or positive. I just, and Marty and John know this, that the key in a hockey team is to always stay kind of even keel, never get too high, never get too low. So for me, no matter what happens, I always want to stay right here and give everything an opportunity. And for me, I didn't have to give the opportunity to play in New Jersey anytime, and said it right away at the moment. When David Poyle told me on the phone that I was coming here to play, I almost jumped over the counter. I was so excited. So, I was really excited to come play here and have an opportunity to kind of reestablish myself again and and with a team full of young talent. So moving to different cities is great. It's a great opportunity for Lindsay and I as well, for our relationship to start fresh somewhere. So we're very excited.
John, talk a little bit about your reaction to this summer overall. The #1 pick, Jack Hughes, 10 others selected that weekend. PK gets acquired, Wayne Simmons signs, John Hayden gets traded for, comes over from Chicago. Just what have these weeks been like as we get ready for the start of the season?
Yeah, it's been certainly a very exciting summer, and I think now going in 5 years in from Josh and David, our ownership group, to Ray and his team and our coaches, we've had a plan when we've come in, and we haven't really deviated of the culture we wanted to establish off the ice, the types of players and people we wanted to have in the organization. As PK's talked about now, how players are treated, how people are treated in the organization is really important. You have to win off the ice before you can win on the ice. And now we've been able to build in to have a good young prospect core that we feel is can play the way that we want to play, a winning style of hockey, and people that can compete the right way. And this summer we really came in, and Josh and David, our managing partners, are now ready. I think we're in alignment. We feel comfortable with where we're at to be able to go out and get a type of guy like PK and be able to strike while the iron's hot. And going into this summer, a little round of applause for him. And I would say going into the offseason, being in alignment like that, we really felt our team needed some certain things. We felt we needed to get a little bit bigger, a little bit harder, a little bit nastier, a little bit more experience to surround our players. One of the big focuses was being able to add a defenseman. And it's not just any defenseman. It's a guy that plays the way that we want to play. We think PK is a guy that can come in and play against other teams' top lines. He's physical. He's got size. He has pushback in his game. He has a good offensive element. He's a player we're expecting to come in and play big minutes for us, be able to mentor some of our younger guys, and really push our team to be extremely competitive, to push for the playoffs. When you look at the addition of Wayne Simmons up front and John Hayden, both guys are big, strong players. They're really smart. They have a lot of pushback in their game. We think they complement the players that we have in our lineup currently, and then obviously the opportunity to win the #1 pick and be able to pick a player like Jack Hughes at center, who's tremendously talented. We felt like that was the offseason we wanted, and so far I think it's been very direct. We've been able to hit at the right time on the right types of players, and we're certainly excited about both the types of players and people we've added to our team this year.
The depth is incredible. It continues to build. Have you thought a little bit about a 3-on-3 featuring, say, Jack Hughes, Taylor Hall, and PK Subban? Might be pretty good.
It certainly adds options. Yeah, for sure. Now actually the coach's job gets a little harder because we kind of plan, these are the things we need, and now you got the guys, and now it's figuring out power play, penalty kill, 3-on-3. But I think the more talented guys you have and the more guys with character you really think can affect the games for you, it makes it exciting the rest of the summer and then in the training camp to make sure that we're certainly prepared as coaches and provide the players the best opportunity to have success.
Last night at a function in Hoboken, a welcome to New Jersey party for PK and Lindsey Vonn, Ken Danigo spoke as he does so eloquently and so from the heart about what being from New Jersey means and what it means to have worn the Devil's sweater. Marty, you wore it for so many years. What do you think it means to the alumni, those who preceded PK and those on this year's team? Those who played on those Stanley Cup championship teams, particularly the ones like yourself who played on all three. What does it mean to them when you talk to them? Because I know that's part of your involvement in coming back when they see what's happening here.
Well, I think so the level of excitement. I think obviously since I left, some of the lean years came about, and now we're getting out of this to
maybe not a coincidence, by the way.
Well, anyway, so it's kind of nice that they kind of hear it from the older guys they're excited. They're like, wow, you guys are putting a team back together, and I think it started obviously at the draft with Jack and obviously making the trade for PK, but it's more than that. It's Taylor coming in a few years back, and it's just growing, and we'll get to see. This year is our 20th anniversary of the 2000 Cup. So you'll see a lot of guys coming back and hang out and rooting on the Devils tonight. And it's part of our history. And we're really excited to have a lot of players, a lot more involved in the organization also.
Well, we're looking forward to those alums coming back. PK, when you were introduced, you went through a high five, low five line with a lot of young Devils fans, young hockey people involved. Also, someone shouted out when we talked about New Jersey, Newark. We are in the state's largest city. We are proud citizens of this city. We have been part of its resurgence, and it continues to grow. The Newark of today is far different from the Newark that was here 5 or 10 or 20 years ago, and it's great to see. One of the things that the Devils are most proud of, and we will hear from the man who oversees it in just a moment, is our involvement in the community. We have a Hockey in New Jersey program that we support. Yeah, give it up. Absolutely. Started here in Newark, it's expanded to other cities, and it brings youth of all mixes into this great sport. You are charitably inclined. You have a lot of endeavors, a lot of irons in the fire that you're involved with. Does coming to a city like this, which is not to suggest that Montreal doesn't have a minority population nor Nashville, but this is a majority city, and in its immediate environs, the cities that abut Newark. Is that important to you? And do you recognize that you have a chance, Wayne Simmons now joins as well, to advance hockey, advance the Devils, etc. in this area?
Oh, for sure. I mean, my goal is to help as many people as I can. You know, I think, yeah, speaking out loud, we have a tremendous platform. And, through hard work, obviously, to get to the NHL, it takes a lot. It takes a lot of support from family and friends, a lot of hard work to get here. And when you do get here, you're able to do that, just support your family. But there's a lot of people that don't have those opportunities, right? And growing up in inner city Toronto, going to school in Toronto, I would go to school for part in high school. When I got to high school, I'd go to school for part of the year, and then I'd have to go away to play junior, or I'd play junior away and come back to school. And a lot of my friends grew up in inner city Toronto and didn't have an opportunity to play hockey, didn't have an opportunity to do really much. So having the understanding of being able to see both sides of the spectrum definitely gives you a different view. And but the reality is I don't ever feel like I need to explain to people why I do it. I just do it because as long as there's people that need help, that need guidance, that need people to raise awareness, that we all should take a part to do it. So yeah, I do look forward to helping as many kids as I can, and whether you're white, yellow, purple, black, brown, I could care less. Obviously, as someone that grew up in Toronto, my parents coming from the Caribbean, understanding, what I represent in the sport of hockey and embracing that, but, also outside of playing on the ice and doing all that great stuff and winning championship, I do have, goals to make sure that I'm a solid role model for all kids, so, for sure.
Awesome. Well said and beautifully received. So what lies between now and the start of camp for you?
Definitely going to get some rest tonight. It's been a long week for me. I know that my girlfriend's heading to Europe, but from now until camp, just training and continuing to work hard. And obviously, I'm really lucky this trip. I was able to find a place here in Jersey, so I'm excited about that. So getting everything prepared for the season, but also watching closely at the league and if we continue to get better as a team, but just focusing on enjoying the rest of the summer with family and friends and getting ready for the big season for sure.
Beautiful. Are you a city guy or a suburban guy?
Well, I grew up in a big city in Toronto, but towards the end of my career, I've shifted to the suburbs. Even before I met Lindsay, I like the feeling of being in a house and having my peace and quiet. So when I was in Nashville, I lived out in the suburbs, and I'll be a suburb guy out here in Jersey as well.
All right, you can look for PK Subban around at your local supermarkets and stores in a suburban community near you. John, what's for you between now and the start of the season? What's your schedule look like?
Well, we're continuing to work. As Josh said the other day, we're going to try to find ways to continue to upgrade our team, and if there's ways that we can make it better from now until training camp, we're certainly going to do that, and we're hard at work at that now. We'll have a couple weeks of downtime now here, and then usually we get together with coaches and organizational coaches meetings the end of this third week in August. We really go through any updates and changes that we'll do systematically and tactically and things like that. And then right after Labor Day, we're all back in and ready for camp. So it's an exciting time, and this point in the season is preparation for training camp, but it's also trying to find ways, if there's ways we can acquire players and get players and make ourselves better.
And the final word in this segment, Marty, is to you. As you look forward to this season, what excites you the most?
Well, just to see how everything's going to blend in. You know, we'll see how Coach Hines here is going to do his job.
The heat has been increased.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think it's just an exciting time for New Jersey. I think right from training camp on, it'll be interesting. I think I've spent some time in Canada, spent a lot of time with people in the hockey world this summer, and I think everybody's looking forward to see what kind of product we'll be able to put on the ice, and this is going to be an exciting year for everyone.
Indeed. Marty, thank you very much for your time. Marty Brodeur, John Hines, thank you very much. Head coach John Hines joining us this afternoon. And we're pumped. We're pumped. We can't wait to the start of the season. I mentioned earlier how involved the organization is in our local communities, and we know how important PK being involved in all communities is to you. At this point, I'd like to introduce, to talk about what we do here in Newark and our surrounding communities, the Devils Vice President of Community Investment and Grassroots. Please welcome to the stage, Jeff Scott.
Oh man, thank you guys for having me, and of course I don't expect the same level of applause that Marty or John received, but thank you.
Come on, give it up for Jeff. Come on, make them feel good.
So first off, friends and family, I just want to say how important it is for us as an organization to place community in our youth hockey and our youth development on such a pedestal. So of course I just want to give thanks to our managing partners, Josh Harris, David Blitzer, and of course our senior leaders in Hugh Weber and Scott O'Neill for understanding how important community is for the organization. So if we could just quickly give a round of applause for them. So PK, we understand the greatness that you brought to the ice. But of course, I love standing here because I like to talk about the greatness that we hope and that we aspire for you to bring to the community. So very quickly, as an organization, we reach over 30 to 40,000 boys and girls through our youth hockey and through our grassroots program. We reach more than 20,000+ students in our education program. Our volunteers contribute close to 4,000 hours of volunteer service every day through our Give 82 program. So community is an amazing platform for us, and we're happy to be able to have that and share that. So of course, as I mentioned, the things that you've been able to do in the community, from PK's Helping Hands, which provides food and medical service for low-income families, to your Blue Line Buddies that's able to bring police officers and youth together to experience a game, to your Subban sleigh ride that takes kids from around the city on a holiday shopping spree, to Subban's Defense League that grows the game at an elite and at a grassroots level. Those are things that we are so lucky to have you bring to this moment. So I also had the opportunity to spend the day yesterday with PK as we visited RWJ Barnabas Health, which is one of our hospital partners. Shout out to RWJ. And PK opened up his heart and was actually able to visit, I don't even know how many bedsides you were able to see, but it was so spontaneous, and it was amazing for him to just do that. So of course, PK, the day would not be complete, man, if I didn't introduce you to a few of our community kids.
Hey man, I gotta say something. First of all, I didn't know it was that many kids and that many people that you guys have already touched. So, are you sure you guys need me?
Absolutely!
Control. Ownership, Josh has. You guys got everything under control. I'm just joking.
Well,
but
like you said, there's so many people that you want to touch. So guess what? There's a lot of people in this world.
let's touch as many as we can. Let's
right.
do it. Let's do it.
So, if you don't mind, PK, I would love for you to, since you're all about giving, I think this would be a great opportunity for you to be able to give 10 Subban 7-6 jerseys to 10 lucky youth from our community that are representing 10 different organizations throughout the state, and for them to be the first one. So I would love to introduce from Right On Sports, if Franklin could come on up.
We got a Sharpie? Oh, yeah, let's do it right. Thank you, sir.
If we could have Michael from the Covenant House of Newark. Please come on up, Michael. If we could have Rodrigo from the Salvation Army Boys and Girls Club. If you could come on up, please. If we could have Caswell from our Learn to Play program. Give it up for little Caswell. If we could have Maya from the Newark YMCA. Please come on up, Maya. If we could have 5 representatives from our Hockey in New Jersey program. If we have Xavier from Newark, come on up, Xavier. If we could have Brandon from Jersey City, come on up, Brandon. If we could have Dylan from Inglewood, Dylan, come on up. If we could have Tyree from Montclair, come on up, Tyree. And last but not least, ladies, if we could have Leilani, please come on up from Belleville. We also, I believe, have a gift from our friends at Hockey in New Jersey. They would like to give you your custom, very own Hockey in New Jersey jersey. It's about the community.
What a great looking shot.
All right, thank you guys.
Jeff Scott, thank you very, very much. And let's hear it one more time for some of the products of our Hockey in New Jersey program. Well, we're making our way to our conclusion. We do know that, PK, you are a big fan of Ric Flair. Hey, can we get a woo? Talking about. We're going to ask you to crank it up a notch or two in just a moment. Now, he's become near and dear to our heart as well. So just so, on opening night, you don't get the shock of your life on the bench. We're going to ask you to direct your attention to this screen, everyone else to the video board above us. Here we go. This is a little something you got to get.
I'm going to run wild. I'm going to be Ric Flair. All I run today, I've got the style and profile like never before. I can't help it that I look good, smell good,
Flair. He makes an appearance via video. The fans love it. We've caught some players looking up to and cracking up. Taylor Hall one time in particular. All right, so to show you how much we know the connection is to you and Ric Flair, the fans of the New Jersey Devils have come up with this gift, your very own, personalized, stylized, looking sharp as ever, Ric Flair, through what we call it the Subban. I can guarantee you are the only one in the league with your own Subbanator Ric Flair robe. It looks great.
This is unreal. I'm so jacked up right now. It's unbelievable.
Well, the fans wanted to let you know just where you stand in their hearts, and they reached out and put this little thing together for us. It looks very, very good.
Limousine riding, jet flying.
Amen. So as we do wrap things up, the final word of today has been a long day. It's been a long week for you. Well, we're waiting. Sure, we're
Thank you.
So the final word from you to the fans who are gathered here and those who are watching on NewJerseyDevils.com.
Thank you so much for the support. Honestly, it's really, really, really overwhelming. I'm just very appreciative of all this, and there's only one way I can repay you guys, and that's to hoist the Stanley Cup here. Buckle up. Let's go.
Let's go!
Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more round of applause for PK